It's raining outside. We will read a chapter from book Truth Without Apology. Chapter 8, Stealing from Your Own Pocket. One lies to himself and then believes his own lies. You may not deceive others for long, but you can deceive yourself all your life. Why do we call it theft only when you steal from someone else? It is not theft when you rob yourself of your own highest possibility. How is that any less criminal? Are we not guilty first of all towards ourselves? If I snatch what is rightfully yours, you call it theft. If I plunder your house, you demand punishment. But what if I plunder my own house? What if I deny myself what I truly deserve to become? Is that not an even deeper theft? Stealing from others is punished by society. Stealing from yourself is punished by life itself. Such is the law. Chapter 9, the most dangerous wound is self inflicted. A choice made in ignorance is not a choice, it's just an accident waiting to happen. A choice made in ignorance is not a choice, it's just an accident waiting to happen. Okay. Nobody knowingly chooses self harm. Whatever we do it hoping for relief, for happiness, for escape. Even when we hurt ourselves, we think we are helping ourselves. We call it love, we call it freedom, we call it healing, but it's just ignorance in disguise. Self harm is not just about pills or blades. It's when you walk into a toxic relationship thinking it's your soulmate. It's when you stay in a dead job because fear tells you it's security. It's when you binge, scroll, gossip, or obey, believing it will make you whole. Self harm is when you make a bad choice thinking it's a good one. It's when you act from conditioning and call it free will. It's when you follow your impulses and call it intuition. The ancient ones called it avidya, ignorance. Not seeing clearly, not knowing who you are, not questioning what you have been told. The worst self harm is not a single act, it's a life lived unconsciously. It's a mind that refuses to inquire. It's a binge that never asks, whose life am I living? To live as the conditioned ego is the most violent thing you can do to yourself. To live as the conditioned ego is the most violent thing you can do to yourself, and the tragedy, you will call it normal. You will call it success. You will even call it love. My God. Chapter 10, the victim card. The ego plays the victim to remain what it is. It prefers sympathy over solution, control over clarity. just as the just as the ego loves to claim credit, it loves to play the victim. When something good happens, it says, I did it. When something bad happens, it says, it happened to me. Good things I do, bad things happen to me. Astounding, right? Playing the victim is its favorite pastime, and most of the time it has no other option because bad things keep happening. The ego, being what it is, rarely sees real success, so it rarely gets the chance to boast. It settles for blame instead. The blame game is constant, one misfortune after another, and always someone else is at fault. This time he did it. I'm the victim. Next time she did it. I am again the victim. This is how the ego survives, by never looking at itself, by deflecting responsibility, by choosing sympathy over solution, by choosing control over clarity. It would rather be pitied than transformed. It would rather be right than free. Chapter 11, Hurt, Stop Pampering the Wound. Hurt is the opportunity to see where you are still deluded and dependent. Instagram spirituality says the greatest religion is not to hurt others. Search online and you get a million slogans. The highest virtue is to never hurt anyone. But the fellow who gets hurt easily is already a problem to himself. Is there anyone worse? Yes, the one who pampers and mollycoddles him. Had his hurt not been constantly patronized by friends and wishes, he would have dropped this tendency long ago. But we have built a culture that rewards fragility. We confuse indulgence with love. Look at your own life. Don't we often care more for the ones who are easily hurt? Don't we rush to soothe every little complaint? Ask simply, is there anything apart from the ego that can be hurt? Kindly meditate on this. Ask simply, is there anything apart from the ego that can be hurt? Kindly meditate on this. We may think we are helping our loved ones by sympathizing with every injury, but most of the time all we are doing is strengthening their bondage with their wound. Okay, chapter 12, no belief is sacred. Spirituality is hard, unrelenting inquiry. It is philosophy with the purpose of liberation. It is not a belief system. Rare is the patient who openly declares, I don't want the medicine, I love my disease. At least he is honest in his madness. Much more common and dangerous is the one who admits he is sick and then picks up false medicine with a knowing smile. He pretends to be healing but is only burying the disease deeper. Such a man is not just sick, he is cunning, and his disease is now armed with deception. This is the condition of most seekers today. Spirituality spiritually diseased and deeply dishonest. Be fiercely, unflinchingly alert against false spirituality. It wears holy robes, it chants verses, it peddles peace and promise paradise, and yet it is just ego dressed up in the clothes of the sacred. Watch out for the word believe. It is not harmless, it is a trap. The moment you hear yourself say, I believe that, I believe that, pause. Ask, why do I believe this? Have I seen it or have I borrowed it out of fear? Two hoods to beliefs, yours or mine. Beliefs are the wallpaper over the cracked walls of the mind. Everyone is entitled to their beliefs. This is a socially acceptable lie, legally sound but existentially useless. Every fool has beliefs, but truth, that is another beast altogether. Beliefs are not truth, they are psychological bandages. They protect the fragile, insecure self. They secure the ego's reign. They keep you asleep comfortably and eternally. So observe when you speak with supreme confidence, when you declare, this is how the world is, this is how things work, stop. Ask why I am so desperate to be right. What am I afraid of losing? Most likely, you are clinging to a narrative that safeguards your self image. Anytime you hold on to something without thoroughly examining it, feel that as an alarm bell ringing in the depth of your being. You are witnessing inner fall play. Truth does not ask for belief, it asks for burning inquiry. It demands the death of falsehood, not the decoration of it. Remember, all belief is in service of the ego. Remember, all belief is in service of ego. Okay. And real spirituality begins only when beliefs end. Chapter 13 is grow, don't just glow. You are your most important asset. Invest wisely and keep checking the returns. How much should you spend on yourself? As much as it takes to extract the highest value from yourself, for yourself, not for display, not for validation, but for real inner growth. Sometimes you must spend on the car, fuel, servicing, alignment. These are not indulgences, they are essentials. Without them, the car fails. You need it to take yourself to your destination. So you invest in its upkeep. But there's another kind of spending, endlessly decorating the car with the trinkets, bezeled dashboards, diamond studded headlights, platinum door handles, and in the process, the fellow sold the tires to buy the platinum knobs. Now the car looks royal but doesn't move. That's the story of most lives. We squander what truly matters, time, energy, attention, to acquire shiny nonsense. We invest in appearance, not essence. We polish the cell while the engine rusts. You are your most important asset. So ask yourself, are you investing in movement or in decoration? Are you growing or just glowing? Okay. Okay, next chapter we will read in next session.